Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Radiantxela again, and this time I'm just here with a fun display of the deck. I've chosen to call it the No Threat deck. It's merely a fun deck, purely for fun use. It wouldn't do anyway in a meta game unless you like me knew exactly how to play it. So anyways, I'll just break it up as I go through it. We have one giant rat. It easily busts out most of the monsters in this deck, and can be incredibly useful with it. So, 3 Mega Bunny, speed and busting. If you manage to play these guys right, you inflict 1500 points of damage plus speeding up the deck. So yeah, that's a pretty good card. I think so, at least. 2 Command Knight. These are prime stable warriors for decks that include warriors, since they can become like inferior tanks, not unable to be hit. And they boost your other warriors and themselves. Plus they have a 1900 defense, which makes them good, not beat sticks, but meat shields. So yeah, basically pretty good warriors. 3 Wild Hearts. Due to their trap affinity, they are not affected by trap cards, which is pretty useful. Other than that, they're just plain good for combat procedures. Sangan can pick up most of the guys in this deck, so yeah, a stable in this deck as well, and usable in so many others. One Snipe Hunter for this deck. He can blow up your opponent's cards, which is quite useful. So yeah, one of him. DD Warrior Lady. Dispose of an opponent's monster that is too strong easily by setting her face down and having it attack it, or like committing suicide. That can be done as well. Other than that, she also has the same stats as Wild Hearts, so she makes for a good quick offensive as well. Field Commander Ras. Like, what the fuck, why him? Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it when I built the deck, and he's actually turned out to be quite useful. He can pick up any warrior from your deck of level 4 or below and put it to the top, so you get a control draw with this guy, which I think is pretty useful. Exile Force. I usually pick this one with Field Commander Ras. Tributed to destroy 1 monster on the field. I think it's pretty useful. So, yeah. Grand Mole. Annoying, hateful, and loveful at once. You can't really run a proper deck these days that go anti-meta without it, so yeah, it's good versus Synchros. Marshmallow, like the indestructible little Einstein if you flip the head. Yeah, I love this guy. I'm what you call a Marsh Maniac since I collect these. I think I have about 15 Marshmallow. So yeah, Marshmallow indestructible in battle. 2 Basu the Soul Eater. The monsters in this deck gets trashed like extremely fast in combat or due to effects. So what you want to do is use them to buff up Basu and deal some really good damage. It can actually be really effective. Sarborg, the Thunder Monarch, clears out a monster on the field, which can be very, very useful, especially against many synchro monsters without starters on the field. This one kicks ass. 2 Mobius for spell trap removal, primarily. Clear up the opponent's face downs and then start nuking him directly with 2400. Okay, this one is a fuckhead. Yeah, and I know why. Well, because this deck does not contain enough cards of the Dark type to actually run a Dark Armed Dragon. So yeah, Endymion the Master Magician, we're skipping over his first effect since we are not using it in this deck. But he's a 2700 beat stick, and he can discard 1 spell card from your hand to the grave to destroy 1 card on the field once per turn. So basically, he's like a restricted Dark Armed. But he's still quite useful. The reason we have 2 and not just 1 is because I want to draw this guy. I've actually managed to win a few meta game duels with this one, so yeah, I like him. Magical Mallet. There are a lot of possible dead draws in this deck, and this one helps clear them up. So yeah, 1 Magical Mallet is awesome for most decks actually, so yeah. Noble Mane of Cross out. Yeah, as I explained in my Deck of the Month 2010, November, I really like it, and I think more people should go back to using it. So here, a commercial again, start using this fuckhead. Rhoda, any deck with warriors should have this, so yeah, pick him up and add him to your hand. Bigamoon, just the most annoying quick spell, I think, one of the most annoying at least, for combat control. My body as a shield. I actually somewhat prefer Destruction Jammer to this one, but it's a counter trap, and I only had my body as a shield available when I made this deck, so yeah. Prevents monster destruction by paying 1500, pretty good. Giant Trunade, like Mobius, it's in here, clear up the opponent's spell trap card field and hit him. easy, like, yeah, combat control. Creature swap. Swip a Mega Bunny or Giant Rat, and boom, 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 chop, 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 and you're at the edge. Oh, there was another Book of Moon. Didn't notice that. Dark Hole, just blow up the field, a stable. Reborn, a stable. 2 Soul Exchange. These are the reason that Endymion is playable, because you can like play him at the 3rd round with this deck, and that's actually quite fast, since you contribute an opponent's synchro monster, and Stardust can't stop this one. So yeah, I think it's awesome. Like tribute Stardust Dragon, get out a Mobius to blow up the opponent's face down, a Sarborg to play off their Blackwing Armor Masters, and you will do very much better. 7 Tools of the Bandit prevents like yeah, any traps. You know it. Pay 1,000. Call of the Haunted, like Monster Reborn. Not a stable, but a useful one. I actually don't use this in all my decks because it's still a trap and it has to be set down, and it has some downsides, like when this is removed, the monster is removed, so there's a double chance for the monster to go bye-bye, and I don't want that. But still, this deck useful. Dust Tornado, even more spell trap card clear up. Crystal Beast players hate this deck because it has Mobius, Giant Trunade, Dust Tornado. So yeah, useful. Destroy spells or traps. Trap Dust Shoot diminishes an opponent's hand, and you get to take a look at it, so you can plan your strategy according to the opponents. I like it. Z-Spire. Now this one has not been used in a meta deck for ages, but I'm thinking of bringing it back soon. I just have to figure out which deck. Anyways, it inflicts a shitload of damage depending on the amount of effect monsters on the field when you activate it. Good card. The Transmigration Prophecy allows you to counter Monster Reborn, Call of the Haunted, or whatever by sending those cards into the deck that would actually have been rebirthed. It buys you some time, and it decreases the opponent's draw power, so I like it. And Double Skill Drain. And yes, it's useful, since Endymion is a pretty big beat stick. He can take out Stardust and such if you use Skill Drain. So yeah, Skill Drain rocks. And 1 Oppression to negate the effects of special summoning, and I like. Now, to quickly go over my plans for the rest of this month and December. Our current plan with the Radiantxela dueling project is that I'll be getting back to my school soon, and then me and my friends will be starting to do some really serious stuff on these decks. We've also achieved a new member to our team Rainbow Force. Andy, and he is quite the duelist as well, though he doesn't have any cards, he just plays with mine. So soon there might be a video where we will be introducing him. So yeah, that was all, and a good weekend to you all, YouTube, and good night.